Hello and welcome back for another training with Blue Equinox. My name is Baron Solomon, and this is going to be the training on how you prepare for the initial appointment after you have gotten a decision maker or potential customer or potential partner to agree to give you a few minutes of their time and actually meet you in person. So we're going to go ahead and jump in. The first step is preparing for your appointment. Now, obviously, we've been over initial prospecting to executives. We've been over once you get on the phone, what to do. We've been over follow-up emails and prospecting emails. But now we're in the big leagues. Now they've actually invited you out to come meet them in person and talk about ways for us to improve what they're currently doing with their IT today. So obviously you want to be thoroughly prepared before you go out to meet these individuals. In the next slide, we're going to cover exactly where you can go to prepare, what information you should be looking for. But know that proper preparation is what is going to separate you as a consultant from everybody else out there. Anybody can walk in off the street and try and sell them a Comcast circuit without any knowledge about their business or understanding about the marketplace and what businesses like theirs are looking for. However, as a consultant for Blue Equinox, you are going to be able to walk in with knowledge and understanding about their business, about the industry, about what companies are offering in the marketplace today, and about what the best steps are for them moving forward before you even step through the door. So you want to make sure that you are properly preparing for what they are going to need. Here's some tips for researching your prospect. There's just a couple of good locations for getting information about your potential new customer and understanding exactly who they are, what they do, how many locations they have, what the size of the organization is. Do they have any specific objectives on their website? Do they have things that they value, that they say they value? Do they have any announcements about new potential locations, places that they're moving to, new verticals that they're moving in? These are all things that give you talking points and that will help you as you step through the door for your first appointment. So next we're going to walk through some steps as to once you actually step through the door and shake the hand of the decision maker, what it should look like as you begin the appointment. So obviously, hello, step one, opening. You're going to shake hands, you're going to say your name, you're going to let them know where you're from. This sounds very simple, but you only get one chance to make a good first impression, so you want to make sure you're making eye contact, you give them a good solid handshake, that you introduce yourself nice and loud, make sure you say your name clearly and what company you're with. So step two is most important, in my opinion, is to actually thank the prospect for taking the time to meet with you. Again, I've said this in other trainings, time is money, and to these individuals, they have very little time. Most of them are going to be decision makers inside organizations, so you're going to be encountering people's CEOs, COOs, vice president of sales, CIO, individuals who have very little time to spend throughout the day in places that are not directly related to what the business is currently doing. So the fact that they've taken time out of their day to have you in and meet with you is something that they definitely deserve some thanks for. So you want to be, just like with the emails and on the phone, you want to be clear and concise about what it is that you are looking for at the end of this meeting today. I'd like to spend a few moments learning more about your company, how you are involved with addressing your communication and technology needs. This seems very straightforward and simple, but you'd be surprised how many people just start rambling once they get through the door. Obviously, you want to relate with your client and make sure that they have the information that they want about you, and relate to them for just a few minutes. Maybe say a quick piece about something that's going on in the area or in your life, or ask them about their life. But you want to get down to brass tacks fairly quickly because, once again, these individuals do not have a lot of time. It's often best if you prepare an agenda heading in to keep you on target and on task as you talk to these business owners or potential customers. This is something that we encourage not only with our cold calling on potential customers, but with partners as well. It helps you when you get in there to remember what your goals are, what your objectives are, and it keeps things good for the decision maker as well, or the business owner, because it keeps everybody on task and we all understand and kind of feel exactly what the next steps are in the conversation. So the next part is where you kind of sell yourself a little bit. You want to make sure that they understand why it's not a complete waste of time for them to be speaking with you. You want them to know exactly what it is that you hope to bring to the table and why they let you through the door in the first place. So after you have spoken to them about what the purpose of your visit is and what the value of you being there is, you're trying to set a meeting time with them when they have more time allotted to discuss specifics about their IT infrastructure. So you always want to be the one that proposes a specific time and a specific meeting place, because otherwise business owners, they just get so busy they often forget about times that they may have committed to individuals, or they may say, yeah, well, I'll put it on your calendar, and then you never hear from them again. So you always want to make sure that you are proposing a specific time and a specific place for the meeting. You also want to ensure that the business owner is comfortable with everything. Obviously, the worst thing that you could possibly do is somehow make them uncomfortable with what is happening, because then not only are they going to not buy from you, they're also going to talk to all of their friends about the individual who came in their office and made them feel very uncomfortable by pressuring them to have an additional meeting with him. You want to make sure that they're comfortable with every step of the way, because ultimately this is the best type of referral, is for a customer to go out and tell somebody about a great experience they had. So you want to make sure that you're asking them through this process if they're comfortable with everything that is going on, if they have any questions or anything along those lines. So obviously you want to, from here, give them an understanding of not only the value in talking to you, but in the value of doing business with your company. So this is the part where you talk about how we are positioning ourselves in the IT space on the nationwide marketplace from that standpoint, as the one point of contact for our customers' IT infrastructure needs from a network, connectivity, cloud computing, and outsourced and managed IT perspective. This is the part where you would start to sell us as a company and involvement with us as a company for the improvement of their IT infrastructure. So again, we're just going to kind of rehash here to make sure that everybody understands exactly what we're looking for. So you can read through and see the steps that we have here that we feel position you in the best way possible to capture as much IT business as possible and to set recurring meetings with business owners based on the success that we have had in the past. So we have created a section here at the end for you to write down notes about what you would like to see for each individual part. You can either print out these last 2 slides, take notes directly on there, or type them in and email them to yourself. But you can use these as your way to stay on task and stay on target and understand exactly what the process looks like and what we feel is the best for obtaining additional meetings with these business owners and having them really truthfully dive more into the brass tacks of what their IT infrastructure looks like. So again, these last 2 slides are just regurgitation of the same thing. These are all of the individual steps that you need to take in order to successfully relay every bit of information that you need in the first meeting that you have with a business owner. So please take the time to write some notes into these slides. Take them with you if you need to keep yourself on target and task. But otherwise, this has been another training with Blue Equinox, and I will see you next time.